Podcast by way of designing producer. I'm Colby.
And if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. You can call me Fee.
Fee suggested that we talk about the fact that O.J. Simpson just died, despite the fact that we were both children when it happened and both don't really have a bunch of details or opinions on it. Just that O.J. died.
He's one of my favorite actors, the Juice.
The Juice. He's up there, you know.
Hey, Naked Gun 1, 2, 3, anybody.
He didn't do a very good job in his armed robbery, so I guess the acting stuff fell away after the murder trial, you know?
I don't know if he was in any other... He might have been in any other movies, but those movies, those were... But I didn't watch them for him. Leslie Nielsen is right there.
Leslie Nielsen's the man, so I get it.
And I was way more sad when he died. I'm not sad that OJ died.
you've got to compare him. You're like, well, O.J. Simpson was in this movie, and I was way more sad when this other guy from that movie died. So,
well, Liam Neeson is a treasure and like on par with Betty White and was great. But then again, we got the juice.
We got the juice.
Like what do you want me to say? Like, I just wanted to mention it. Like, it's
just in passing. Hey, just so you know that we are a current events podcast. We do know that O.J. Simpson just passed away. That's it.
I wouldn't say current events podcast. Like kind of, but it's more like pop culture. And when you think about pop culture, who had the most influence on it? The Juice.
I legitimately was like, probably Michael Jackson. No.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. When you write, you write.
He was in Family Guy and The Simpsons. And
oh
his
my
name's
god!
in the title. Yeah.
Both.
He
spans the eras.
Okay, well, I think he voiced himself in The Simpsons, but I don't think he voiced himself in Family Guy. He also had a cringe Twitter. It was very cringe.
Good.
I guess that's all, right?
He's a boomer. Like, of course he's got a cringe Twitter.
I don't know what else to say. Like, he was a football star, but like I don't remember him from anything.
He did. I hear tell that he did foot the ball at a few times.
I don't even know what team he was in. I just know that he was in football.
He was in the
Moilers.
Midgers.
The San Francisco Dolphins.
That's the one.
Wait.
Eek, 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 eek. Go Dolphins! Eek, 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 eek. They say.
In the crowd, it's the Miami Dolphins. I'm sorry.
No, it's the San Francisco Dolphins. All those dolphins that live in the Pacific Ocean that are right there, right next to San Francisco. You can count them. There's at least a dozen of them, and they all go eek, 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 eek.
Listen, I know because where I work, there's dolphins in the water all the time, and I see them all the time, and I always ask them, and I'm like, "Hey, how's your family in San Francisco?" And all they scream at me is,
yeah, you're like, yeah, I guess, good.
Look, they say dolphins are like one of the smartest things in the world. Mammal, I think.
Yep, smartest. I don't know.
Fish. They're not fish. They're
big
mammal.
Bug.
They're not.
You know, fun fact, actually, this is how stupid I am. Up until I was probably 33, 34, I didn't realize that animal was just like a thing. Like any living thing that's not a plant is basically an animal. Like a bug is an animal. And like a fish is an animal. I was in my brain, the word animal is the same as mammal. And so like we had a discussion in which I was like, not like they're not like animals or whatever. And then I think it was my wife who was like, no, fish are animals. And I was like, no, they're not. Well, some fish are, like dolphins and whales, some whales. And my wife was like, no, they're all animals. And I was like, that's not true. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah. Turns out I'm fucking stupid.
Because then, like, vegans would just eat fish.
That's true. Yeah.
There'd be no pescatarians. There'd just be fucking vegans.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, I don't like fish.
I like fish quite a bit. And okay, so this is like a fun vegan fact. I know that you were asking for one of these, so fun vegan fact.
You know me.
A while ago, there was some debate in the vegan community about whether or not people could eat mollusks, like bivalves in particular, because
are people fucking scratching at the surface to eat snails?
Well, it's like, like clams, like those
Gross.
things. And the reason why is that they don't have a central nervous system. And so even if they like open and close and move around, the argument is like, well, they're kind of just like moving plants. They're basically plants that just float around in the ocean sometimes and eat things. Like, is a Venus flytrap an animal? No. So like, it's fine, maybe.
By that definition, y'all could eat starfish. Or like,
if they don't have a central nervous system and they tasted good, yeah, probably.
Here, look. Would you? I'm sending you this in Discord. Would you eat this beautiful animal?
Oh no! Please do. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I would. Show the people.
Look at how majestic it is.
Do you know how much work that's going to be to show the people, Fee?
On your OBS, don't you just have like two scenes? One where it's like
I do, but I have to like open a window and then look at this. Look at that. You like that? There you go.
I love that.
There's our recording software and everything. Just I just said this is fine.
This is fine. It's cool. No one's gonna see that.
Don't worry about
it. you and if you're wondering what we saw, then you'll have to see some YouTube.
Yeah, go check this out on the old Utes. Oh God, we can't call it that.
What?
Call it on the tubers. We'll be there on the tube.
The hell is Utes like
uterus? Like that's that is what I call uterus. Like I do call uterus Ute. So
all right, wife, lay down in the bed. Let me see the old Utes.
Yeah, tell me you haven't had sex with a woman without telling me you haven't had sex with a woman. Lay down, expose your Ute.
When I think of the word like Utes, I imagine like people from Utah.
Oh, the Utes. Yeah. That's another word for Mormon is Ute.
Unfortunate for them.
Oh, those Utes, they're coming.
No, that's what she said. Right out of the Ute.
Right out of the Ute they are.
God, I hate this. We're going to talk about some stuff today. And since I think Freerun's a little bit older, that could be second.
Okay. So what are we talking about first?
We talk about Fallout.
Oh.
You done?
My contribution to this, because I haven't seen it, obviously, because of who I am as a human being, is that I was just talking with a friend yesterday, and they were like, "Wow, the fact that Fallout is being so heavily advertised is making me so pissed off. I'm not gonna watch it out of protest." And I was like, "Damn, okay." But I hear it's good, and they were like, "I don't care." All right, sure.
Every time I open TikTok, I just kept seeing the power armor kick the screen, and it like showed like a little fucking trailer, but I always skipped it. But like, regardless, I was gonna watch it anyway. You know, I you know what I always say: if it's there, I'll watch it.
That's yeah. If it has come out, Fee will watch it.
Listen, I need something to say. I gotta be you're the smart guy on this show, and I'm the guy that watches stuff.
That's right. Yeah, thank you for taking this task seriously. I have to engage in all of the social media and all things that come out because that's my job. This is what I do day in and day out.
Listen, I'm not saying that I'm doing it. I'm not saying I'm doing it for the job. It's not like I don't have more important things to do. I have a lot of things to do. I'm a busy guy. I'm doing this for y'all. I had to turn down a lot of people to record today. to go and do stuff.
Oh, did you? Who all did you turn down?
No one you'd know.
You don't know them.
You wouldn't know them. You'd never know them.
Is it? Do they have like? Describe them. Do they have like a nice ass or like a?
Yes. Yeah, but I shouldn't because he did say he wants to be discreet and.
Oh no, the worst.
Listen, I'm not here to stand trial.
You're having sex with men. You're in having sex with men hell right now, which is where they're like, I'm not gonna tell you my name. We gotta meet behind the Walmart.
Listen, this guy. He was nice though. Like he talks for a while. Like he was actually getting to know me, but then he was just like, but I'm not gonna tell you my name, and we're not gonna exchange more than just meeting up and talking on here because my wife does come home in like 2 hours.
Yeah, my wife does exist.
Yeah, well, like it's not even just guys. It is like women too. Because like last night I was like watching TV, I was playing a game, and I get a text from this girl that I see every once in a while, and she's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching TV." She's like, "So, when you come to Corpus?" I'm like, "I can come now if you want."
You're like, "Well, I know what this is about."
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And then she's like, okay, give me a second. And then she never texted me back.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, why did you even message me?
God, that's the worst. You've gotten yourself geared up. You're like, oh man, do I wanna? Yeah, I guess I've got the time. Yeah, no, that would be cool. I'm down. And then you're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then you're like, hey, are you coming back? You there?
I even messaged her. I was like, hey, you doing all right? Nothing, not
God,
even.
And the thing is, like, you can't send more than one. Like, if you send one thought, like, if you're like, oh yeah, sure, totally. Like, when do you want to meet up? And then you send another one, like, half an hour later or whatever. That's like, hey, checking in. Are we still doing this? If you send a third one, you're now desperate. Like that's. It seems like that's the marker for you being like, please come on, answer my text.
And it's funny that it makes me look desperate, even though they messaged me.
I know.
But the thing is, like, I would find it would have been. I would be mad. Like I was peeved, but like I'd be mad if like they geared me up and then I got ready and I went to Corpus and then they just didn't message me anymore. They're like, oh nope, not tonight. I'm like, then why didn't you fucking tell me?
Yeah,
yeah. Like,
the worst thing is like, whenever something like that happens, like it never feels very, very good. Like you're talking to somebody and they're like, they just ghost you for no reason. I think what's actually worse though is whenever they ghost you for no reason and then they show up either like a day or like a couple of weeks later and they're like, hey, you're like, dude, what happened last time? And they're like, oh, my house caught on fire, or they give you like some excuse where you're like, you're just horny again. and you went down the list and you were like, well, all right, I guess I could message just one back. I'll swallow my pride enough.
Damn, make me feel bad.
No, like it's their embarrassment. They're like, God, I ghosted this dude and I really, I feel kind of bad about it, but
see, what? Like the thing is, like, usually when they message me back, I was like, hey, what happened last time? They're just like, oh, I fell asleep. And you didn't like tell me the next day, like, hey, sorry about last night, I fell asleep. No, it took you like a month when you felt like texting me again.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, what the fuck is that? I'm still gonna go this time, but like,
yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say no, but you are gonna get a talking to.
Ooh, I'm gonna be rough, but they might like that.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna be soft. Just no. There's nothing I can do in this situation.
Yeah, it's just like Pootie Tang. It's like hoes like to get hit with a belt. How are you supposed to combat? I don't know.
Listen, this is making me seem like I'm fucking seeing people left and right. I'm not. It just so happens these past 2 days I had two people message me, And like one, I was legit gonna see them today, but I had to turn them down because we're recording, and I didn't want to reschedule until like I don't know 11 or tomorrow. So I was just like, well, we can meet up again sometime soon. And last night, that girl messages me like once a month, once every blue moon, and there's other guy that like 3 people that I see, and 2 of them are guys, one's a girl, and the other guy, he hasn't messaged me in a while. Not like I messaged him the other day just to see how he was doing, but he hasn't even got back to me or opened the message. I'm not some player.
You're like, hey, you good? You good over there?
Yeah, like I'm like not seeing anybody, and like whenever I meet up with someone, it's very sparse. So
I don't. That's the other thing that I don't know how to do. Like, because obviously, especially like being a streamer on Twitch, like people message you and you like, you'll start making friends in like Discords that you're in or whatever, and like if you're like having a discussion about something and then like you're like in this. You're like, oh man, yeah, this is like a fun thing that we're talking about, and then they like disappear and they don't message you the next day. Like a lot of the time, I'm like, oh well, I guess they must have just like done something else or whatever. But if you're like, God, I can't get it out of my fucking brain. Like I like this person, like I want to keep talking to them. I don't know how to restart the conversation. I don't know how to be like, hey, I saw a flower on the way home from walking the dog and reminded me that you also have flowers where you live.
It just reminded me how much your ute looks like a flower.
Just I saw this flower and it just reminded me of the shape of your butthole. And I couldn't help myself. You know what I mean?
You know what it is. Like you can only send that to like people you're like casually having sex with. You can't send it to like your. I don't know if that's the type of relationship you have with like your girlfriend or your wife that you can just be like, you're like, hey babe, fucking just saw this flower, reminded me a lot of your butt. Of your butthole, of your chocolate starfish. I'm at the aquarium, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it just depends on what kind of relationship you have. But like I said,
this is my way of saying, get ready when I get home. Ooh.
I get home. Whoa, better be naked, and dinner better be ready, so that way after we're done having sex, we can eat while naked.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Let's just do both at the same time. Save some time.
Save some time. That way we can have some, just cuddling time, watching a new show. As a matter of fact, just forget everything. Let's watch the show.
Yeah, in fact, let's watch Fallout.
Hell yeah. No, God, I haven't been in a relationship in so long. I don't know how to be in a relationship.
It's not okay. So the first, the thing that I'll say is like the first year or two is like. As you go on, things get more and more like normal and easier and like regular. Because at the beginning, you're like, oh god, like I'm like obsessed with this person. Like I want to go on a date with them. I want to like we should do this. Like I want to think of a fun thing for us to do. And then a year and a half in, like you've had like a couple of fights, maybe like you've made up. You've like had a bunch of deep discussions. Like this is somebody you really trust. And then. Things are basically like that forever. Like I've been married now. Oh God. I hope my wife is not listening because counting, I think this year was our 5th year wedding anniversary. So like,
I think so. I got y'all's wedding invitation on the shelf over there. I can go look.
It's 2019. We got married in 2019 and,
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, 10 out of 10 would recommend. It feels identical though to like the part after like the honeymoon period of dating where you're just like, oh yeah, we live together now and we like make decisions and we talk about stuff and still whenever like my wife is like not wearing pants, I'm like, ooh, damn, did you grow that butt yourself? My wife is like, yes, every time.
Oh yeah, Cole, just rub it in, huh?
I'm just saying it's easy, Fee. You'd be great at it.
It's been like 4 years, I think, since 3 or 4 years since I broke up with my ex,
Mm-hmm.
and only like recently did like we talk, because like her dad accidentally FaceTimed me,
Oh my god.
because he was in the hospital, because he had a heart attack.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and we're like, I'm cool with their dad, and he's cool, and we're talking. He was just letting me know how everything is going, and just so happened she was there,
Oh.
and I don't. I guess he thought like everything is cool or whatever. Like I guess everything is cool. Like I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just like, "Hey, come over here and talk to Felix." And I'm just like, So like then we talked for a little bit, and it was fine. Like we caught up, and everything was like nice as far as I'm concerned. Like I don't think there's any like malice held. I don't know. Maybe she was being nice, being in front of her parents, but I think everything's genuinely okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it really is a crapshoot, because if I remember correctly, the way in which you two stopped talking was after you broke up, and after there was a gigantic fight between you and her current boyfriend, and you moved out.
Yeah.
Then
I don't think she's dating that guy anymore.
Then our mutual friend Mike tagged her in a public Facebook post roasting her ass, and she was like, "Take it down, what the fuck?" And he was like, nah, that's all right. And you were like, "I didn't tell him to do that."
Yeah. I was like, what do you want me to do? Hey, take down the post. I'm like, Mike won't do anything once he set his mind to it.
It's true. That's like Mike's, I think, probably his greatest strength and weakness is that, like, if he decides something, that's it. He's going to do it, even if it's a really fucking bad idea.
Yeah. And even to that, like, he posted that, and they were fucking blowing my phone up. and she counter Facebooked with like, oh, Felix Cabarillo is a bad person. He stole our plates and our forks, and like he sexually assaulted me. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, I did no such thing. I'm like, I did not. And I'm like, you cheated on your boyfriend. That's not sexual assault. You had to break into my room to have sex with me.
Yeah. You had to break into my room.
Well, see, because for those who don't know, when I was living in the apartment, the door knob had broke to where it was just always stuck in the lock position.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way I could get into my room when I had to come home is I had like a throwaway like gift card that I would just crack the door open with and go inside. And she had to do the same thing. So, like, we would hang out, but then, like, she would come to my room, and then, like, one thing led to another. Like, I didn't tell her to come to my room. I was chilling.
I was just here.
Dude, I was. Like, she was like, let's watch something. Let's lay down on the bed next to each other. I'm like, okay. And then we watched TV.
God, that's intent. God, I swear, I don't want to, like, especially since you're like, yeah, we're kind of cool now. just on the off chance that she hears this episode, I don't want to like talk shit about her, but like the amount of times that I've heard like of situations like that in which she's like, I accidentally cheated on my boyfriend. I'm like, you fucking knew what you were doing the whole time. Stop it.
Listen, to be fair, she was going through a rough time at that time. So I don't know, maybe she's better now. It's just, I don't know. She's nice. She's like goofy though. I don't think I'll date her again, but it's nice to just know that she's cool.
Yeah.
She's not even with her boyfriend anymore. I think she lives, I think, in San Antonio now.
Ooh.
So that's cool.
So moving up to the big time.
God, I lived in San Antonio. Wasn't that great?
Yeah. I distinctly remember when you moved up there, I was like, man, big city fee, going for it.
Okay, we lived like right in the outskirts, right when you drive in like these new apartments, and I worked at a gas station.
Yeah.
Like, I went up there with no job and got a job in like a week.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, I lived there for a year till like I moved back.
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't. I had no car. I like took a bus everywhere.
Yeah.
I took a taxi places. It was fine. I liked it. It just wasn't that great. Maybe because I didn't have a car, but like, I don't know. San Antonio's kind of like Corpus. There's not much to do besides like the one place in San Antonio, unless like you're a big like club goer, unless like you like to go to clubs or go to like, I don't even know. Like I'm trying to think of like cool, like there's a bunch of Mexican restaurants. Like why would I want that? There's Mexican restaurants near where I live.
Yeah, I also have that problem. Like, it seems like as you grow up, the amount of things that you can and are interested in doing in a particular location, like just tanks. So, like, when I think about like when we would go to Corpus, it's like, okay, we could go to the Best Buy, we can go to the mall, we can go to the park, we can go eat at the Chinese food buffet, we can go to Target maybe, and like if you're interested in doing like something like out of the ordinary, there's like laser tag and go-karts and a movie, right? Yeah. And now if I'm thinking about like, man, you know, if you're coming up here like to visit, you know, what are the fun things that we're gonna do? I'm like, well, there's a museum, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's food, and what do adults do? I just stay in my house all the time. I don't know.
I was thinking about I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if I visit Colburn, we make like a video for the channel about it?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because like I've been watching one of my favorite YouTubers like Billiam and God, what's his name? It's not Ted Nivison. It's
Ted Navision?
Not him. Well, he did one too, but fuck. I'm not gonna think of his name, but he has a mustache.
Oh, Eddie Burback.
Eddie Burback. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad the mustache jogged your memory.
Yeah, yeah, that got it.
Eddie Burback always does like these big traveling videos, where he goes like to like different, like the two that he did was like travel to every fucking rainforest cafe in America.
Yeah.
And travel to every Margaritaville. And Billiam did one where he was just like, we're gonna go and visit like all the tourist traps near Disney World.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't we do something like that? I'm gonna go visit you, and then we just, I don't know, hit some like fucking far out places.
Oh yeah, we could totally do that.
Not like far out, but like kind of like weird stuff. I don't know what Seattle's famous for. I just want to do a vlog for the channel.
Okay, here. Okay. You know how like people get into coffee and then you're like, wow, what a fucking snob you became. So that's me now.
Yeah.
Because we moved up here, and all of the coffee up here, it's like they all just want to be Starbucks, but they're bad at it. So like it's all super dark roasted, like burnt ass coffee, and it's just got a bunch of syrup and shit in it, and like so the coffee itself is not good. The syrups like very quickly become too much. And also a bunch of the coffee shops up here are like, hey, we have custom energy drinks that we can make you. And I'm like, what the fuck is even in that? Like, I don't...
Energy?
Yeah, that's it. We put a lot of energy in here. We shook it up and we poured it in your face.
There it is for you. I like coffee. I like little coffee drinks. I'm not much one like you, but like I just take my drip coffee in the morning before work.
Mm-hmm. I like it's hard to find light roasted coffee, especially in the burbs, but like, so if I want to get like really good, like a cafe that like gives a shit about like where their beans are coming from and how they roast them, the closest one that I can get to is half an hour away, and that sucks.
Not too bad. It's better than the 2-hour drive for Whataburger.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh God. It's definitely more than 2 hours.
No.
Oh yeah. There's.
How long is it?
Let me see. I'm looking it up right now. Uh, oh gosh. Okay, Whataburger. There we go.
Y'all have a White Castle? I'd love to go to White Castle.
We don't have a White Castle, I don't think.
Why do I even want to go then?
That's a good question. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
No White Castle. What's even the point?
What is even the point? Is a good question.
Just like to visit, you know. I like flying. I'm saving up while you're looking that up. I'm saving up my money to get me a new car, and I think I want to get me a Bronco.
Oh, is this because of OJ?
What?
No. That's the vehicle that he used to escape from the police.
What a callback. No. I just saw some of the recent ones and they look cool.
Okay. But honestly, fair. That's a fair assessment.
I kind of like mid-size cars, but like I forgot that OJ was in a low-speed chase.
Yeah.
I guess in a Bronco. We used to have an old Bronco,
and
like
a white Bronco.
Yeah, we had a blue one. Those Broncos are cool, dude.
Yeah, they've got good utility. That's why they've been around for so long.
Yeah, and drive mine into the ocean.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
How far is it to get to Whataburger from your place?
I just found out. It is 17 hours.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go up to your place. We're gonna have a road trip.
Yep, down to Vegas, which is where the nearest Whataburger is.
Oh hell yeah! Why don't we just meet in Vegas?
Fuck yeah! Sincerely, it's gonna take 381 hours to walk there and
oh good
98 hours to bike.
Oh, even better. There you go, bike-a-thon to Whataburger.
Yeah. Cycle-thon to Whataburger, and then just a cycle-thon back. It would be probably the most depressing thing.
Call it a what-a-cycle.
Ooh. We're raising money for charity, and by charity I do mean a fund for which I can build a Whataburger in Washington.
Look, we're gonna bike there, and then when we get there and eat the Whataburger, we'll just throw the bikes away and just fly back.
Yeah. We'll throw the bikes away, and then we'll buy $90 worth of Whataburger and bring it back home.
No, I'm just gonna buy my usual. I get Whataburger all the time. I'm not lacking in that department.
Oh man, see, this is okay. So when I went back for my grandmother's funeral, my family was like, "Well, Colby, where do you want to eat?" And I was like, "Okay, well, I've got to eat at Whataburger," and I ate at Whataburger in the airport. So I was like, "Okay, I've got that checked off. I've got to eat some Tex-Mex." So like we got some Tex-Mex that was like good enough. And then I'm up here. I also ate some barbecue while I was there. It was fine. So now I'm coasting on that, but boy, do I want a Whataburger.
I had a Bob the other day. It was great. God, I love Whataburger. And it's just right there down the street from my house, less than 5 minutes.
Oh man, that's so good. That's great. I love that for you.
Speaking of like food and restaurant, we're getting a third Mexican restaurant in town.
What the fuck? Really? Where?
Over the I don't know if you know like that building that keeps getting replaced by like foodstuffs, but they never last.
Oh yeah, the place that the pizza place used to be.
Yeah, they what's it called? I guess someone had bought it, and it's over by the old DQ.
So
someone bought it, and they're renovating the shit out of it. They're putting like the Mexican brick style for like Mexican restaurants, and they built like a new roof and shit all over it. And I'm like, dude, we gotta eat there.
Yeah, it sounds like that's gonna be the spot.
Yeah, it probably will be the spot. Like all the other restaurants are gonna be like, oh, you don't want to come here anymore.
Oh, isn't that like a block away from the taqueria?
Dude, literally.
Like you could see it from there.
Yeah, you could see it from there. Literally. Like the taqueria is okay. It's just, man, if that place is like fucking bussing with like brand new big ass shit, why would I ever go to the taqueria again? I already don't go there.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, like I get a quesadillas from there every once in a while. It's just if there's a place that does it better, why would I go there?
Yeah,
Why would I go to the old place?
my girlfriend in high school was like, "Oh yeah, I want to like come and hang out. We should go to the like Mexican food place by your house." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Oh, they've got good horchata." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And went in, and she was like, "It's amazing. Like I love this. It tastes so good. I've been really craving some." I am almost positive it just comes out of a carton that they just buy at the grocery store.
Oh yeah,
There's no way they make it themselves.
Dude, no, they don't make it themselves. I can tell you, for like 100%, they don't make it. You think the Mexican restaurants down here in our town make things themselves? They don't even make the tortillas themselves. I don't think.
I would be see it, to me it feels like it would be reasonable if they were like, listen, we're not going to make our own tortillas, but like, you know, we'll like grill stuff and like we'll cut up our own veggies and whatever. Like, it's not just like they have pre-made enchiladas that they're like reheating, right?
I think they make their own enchiladas.
Okay, well that's good. That's something.
I don't think they store buy all the ingredients. Like they store buy all the stuff, but they cook it themselves. Not the enchiladas. I think they make it themselves, but I think the tortillas they use for the enchiladas are store bought.
Oh yeah, of course.
And like, unless I'm missing something, and they show up like an hour before fucking store opens and like make a bunch of tortillas.
Dude, that's like, okay, so anytime they do a profile on like a Texas barbecue place, the amount of time that they spend making like barbecue and stuff, I'm just like, why are you doing this?
Dude, I'm like, you don't have time for anything.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, they're like, okay, so this is like the slow part. So like we're right here at 1 a.m. We're like putting everything in, put it on like a low fire, and then we'll be back at 5 to like stoke things and flip stuff over and cover it up, and then you know we got 2 hours to do this, and then that's whenever we start trimming the new brisket. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, no shit. That's why like everyone at Salt Lick shows up early, because it's like the fresh stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, like, why though? Fuck.
Yeah, it takes like, so much effort, and it's like, it's no wonder. Like in Texas, it makes sense because you know that like, okay, I can get the supplies. People love barbecue. They're gonna come to my restaurant. It's fine. But like, I was looking for good barbecue up here, and I can. Like, I looked at some pictures of the barbecue that they're serving, and I was like, there's no fucking way this tastes good. Like,
you're like,
yeah, I'm like, I know what good barbecue looks like now, and it's not that.
Yeah, I feel like it's every country, every state has their signature dish, and if you eat it anywhere else, it's just not good. You're just almost offended.
Yeah.
You're almost offended that it fucking, they would try to do it.
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, I really like Nashville hot chicken. I think it's really good. Yeah, where would you have it? Oh, I just got it from Popeyes. I just got it from Popeyes in Texas. And they're like, oh, fucking okay.
Dude, like you just picture like fucking Texas barbecue. Anywhere else, you picture like a cowboy, like, what the hell? What the Sam hell is this?
Oh, this is a disgrace. The smoke ring on this is not. Look how dry this is. It's crumbling in my hands.
It doesn't even fall off the bone. I have to actually chew. I can't slurp it up.
There's not. Look at my hands. My hands aren't a bit damn greasy.
Look at my chest palpitation. My heart's not even beating.
My Fitbit is not warning me of anything right now.
This is not good barbecue. There's not even any gristle on it. What the hell? My cup's not even shaped like a cactus.
What the hell are these salad as a side to barbecue?
Where the hell's the beans? Just
you misspelled it too. It's spelled BBQ, dumbass.
God, I love like, I think anyone from Texas, when they see that like fucking stereotype Texas of people, they're just like, yeah, that's about right. Even though we're not. I like that people think that we are.
Well, that's the thing is like, if somebody is like, oh, because I have had people that I've talked to where they're like, oh yeah, like it's not all like it's King of the Hill, right? And I'm like, no, it's basically exactly King of the Hill. King of the Hill is probably the most accurate representation of Texas in all time. So, yeah, no, you watch King of the Hill, you got it, you've been there.
Thank God, they even got Whataburger in King of the Hill. That's so funny.
Hell yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Whataburger in King of the Hill, I was so excited for no reason.
Holy shit!
I was like, Whataburger!
Wait!
That's our thing.
It's so funny because it feels like it does feel kind of like local enough that would be almost like like getting like the Dairy King, like, oh, Dairy King is holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was excited on the King of the Hill episode when they went to Corpus and it looked nothing like Corpus.
Yeah, you were like, hey.
Well, because okay, so like there's this episode where like the kids want to go to like this fucking water park, but the people are like locals only can come on this fucking wave pool, and Boomhauer is like like an old school longboard surfer, and he's like, I gotta get back into a band. He goes to fucking Corpus because that's where he used to surf, and they show up to Corpus on the beach and it's fucking gorgeous, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's not like that. Have you been to Corpus? It's awful.
Yeah, but hey, the color of the water is pretty blue in this episode. It is brown. It is just brown ass water here.
Dude, we were driving to Corpus a few days ago, and the water was literally just brown.
Yeah,
it was high tide and just dirt water.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, no one surfs in Corpus. The waves aren't big enough.
No. You could go to like Padre, you can go to like Port Aransas, but Corpus, no, absolutely not.
The waves are big enough to bodyboard on, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps.
Dude, like, oh man, I want people to like to take this fucking glorious thing, like this vision they have of Corpus, and throw it in the trash, and then look at the trash because that's what Corpus is.
This is where it belonged the whole time.
It's just Corpus is like this elevated city for no reason. There's nothing in it. I mean, not good.
I feel like Corpus is like a destination place to go if you are like from Texas, and you don't want to leave, you know? Like you've decided I want to go to a beach, I want to have like, I don't know, I want to have some fun in the sun, and I want to go to I like buy a souvenir mug or whatever the fuck, like
go to Port Aransas.
Yeah. Like I feel like that's the thing, is that they what they think is that that they're going to go there and the water's going to be beautiful, and like it's they're going to be the water's going to be beautiful, and that they're going to have fun. And neither of those are true.
No.
We both know.
We both know. There's also an episode on King of the Hill where Hank takes his mom to Port Aransas. And while during spring break, and they had the MTV spring break in Port Aransas.
Oh yeah.
And I remember when that was a thing when Port A actually did get fucking MTV spring break to it.
God.
That was great. But like they went to go look at this guy in Port A who painted like fucking glass miniature things. I was like, there's no such person in Port A. Like there's nothing in Port A but the beach and souvenir shops.
Yeah, how dare.
How dare you misrepresent where I come from, where I can actually go to right now.
This is bullshit.
This is stupid. Anyway, fucking Texas pride aside.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! If we didn't tell you, we're both from Texas.
Yeah, yeah. If you didn't know, now you know. Now you surely fucking know.
Colby may not wear his 10-gallon hat every day like he used to, but he still got it in his soul.
That's right. Yee-her.
He's still wearing it. Still wearing it in spirit. I'm wearing mine right now.
In real life. It's hard to fit my headphones over them.
No, you put your headphones on first, and then you put your 10-gallon hat over it.
Yeah, but then they squish up against your head and don't feel nice.
No, you gotta buy a size bigger.
Oh.
We see, we're all done talking about Texas. Let's talk about show.
Yeah. Do it. You won't.
Fallout TV or Fallout TV. I read the title. Fallout the TV show is really good. The end.
Oh, great. Nice.
No, I saw 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They're the first one's like an hour and a half long, and the normal episode's like 40 minutes. But it doesn't feel like it is. I'm watching and I kind of get lost.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. And heads up, I guess. Not even a spoiler warning, or I guess spoiler, but I'm sure everyone will have seen it. But I don't know anything about like Fallout besides like base things.
Yeah.
I haven't really played like any of the games. Like I know what a Pit Boy is. I know what Vault Tech kinda is. Like I know that they make the big fucking Fallout shelters. I don't know anything about them. I know there's like bandits and raiders. I know about the power armor. I don't know what it's called.
You got it. You got it in one. Power armor.
I know there's like mutants and death claws and like radiated fucking things. Like I couldn't tell you names of people or places in the games. I know they pay using bottle caps.
That's right.
And that's like all my knowledge of Fallout. So I went into the show not really knowing like true lore. I just know things.
Just know the things. Yeah.
And I think that's fine. Like I think the show is good for like I if like my mom wanted to watch the show like while we're eating dinner, I think she'd like it. But like the show starts out like the whole first episode is introducing you to like our main cast of people. Like they each get their own segment. Like you get to meet the ghoul back when he was a human, like when the bombs dropped. It was like a disgraced. I don't know what he was a disgraced of.
But I know he was a disgrace for sure.
He was at a party with his daughter as like a party cowboy, where people could like ride a horse and take pictures with him. And like there was guys at the party like making fun of him. They're like, do your famous thumbs up. That's what you're famous for. And he's like, I reckon I don't want to do that. And
I reckon you're a bitch.
I reckon you're a shithead. And then the bombs go off and everyone's like frantic, and then it cuts to, I think it cuts to Maximus.
Okay. Who is?
Does it cut to the vault dweller? It cuts to Maximus. I'm just gonna say, even if it doesn't, I'm just gonna tell you about it. He's a guy who's with the Brotherhood of Steel, and he's like at a boot camp, and he's getting picked on, and no one takes him seriously. And he's there with his friend, who I don't know what her deal is, but she's his friend. And then the Brotherhood of Steel show up, and they're like, we want someone to be a squire for the knights, who are the power armor guy. And they choose his friend, and he gets all mad. And then they wake up the next day when she was supposed to like get inducted, and she puts on her boots, and someone laced her boots with razor blades.
Oh my god.
And fucking cut her leg like fucking to pieces.
Yeah.
And
get him.
And everyone's just like, hey, Maximus did it. And he's just like, what are you talking about? I didn't do it. And like they're interrogating him, and they're like, hey, they're saying that you did it. And he's like, I would never do it. He's like, the Brotherhood of Steel fucking raised me and gave me my name and did all this for me, and I would die for them. And even if you think I did it, I'd die for you. Just because y'all did all this for me, I'd die for you.
Yeah, because I'm a simp. I'm a big Brotherhood of Steel simp.
Dude, he kind of is. He's like a white knight simp, and you'll see why in a little bit. But basically, like he says the cool line too. They're like, why did you want to be a Brotherhood of Steel? I would have hurt the people that hurt me.
Yeah, that's a fucking sick line.
That is a sick line, but you'll come to find out it's a sick line from a character who's not like sick himself.
Oh no.
he's getting, I think he's getting there, but like he's kind of like not a wimp, but like there's something to him. I need to see more of him, but like I feel like he did cut his friend's leg open. Because even when he's talking to her, she's just like, she's like, they asked me if you did it. And I said, he wouldn't hurt a fly. And he kind of like is sweating and he's looking at her like, yeah, I'd never do that.
Yeah,
and
that
like,
would
he
be,
kind of laughs
that'd
it
be
off.
so fucked up of me.
Dude, I think he did do it. I think he's like a fucking undercover psychotic. So
Undercover
so
psychotic. Like he's crazy, but he wants to like there's something inside of him that's like, no, I've got to hide it. It's gonna be so cool if I hide it.
I just think that he wants to like be this fucking knight so bad that he's like he'll do anything to do it. Like he's crazy and like he's finally snapping when like things get close, you know, and like shit's going on, so he's like snapping, like his mental state. So, like I said, it's wild. So then like he becomes a squire and he goes with them and they fly off in their big planes.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll go to the vault dweller and they're like living in this like clean vault and everything's all fucking hunky Brewster. And they're like, have you've seen Fallout, the way they live. They're like,
I mean, I played Fallout 3 and 4 and New Vegas, so
yeah, they're like, oh, you know, Fallout, we gotta save people and build America. And you know, they're all living and stuff, and she's telling this panel of people why she should get married to the vault next door, whom I guess they're connected to. They have like a tunnel that connects Vault 32 and 33.
Oh, hell yeah. That's sick.
And she's like, and that's why I think I would be a great marriage candidate. Because I'm all this badassery. Like, it goes on about how she's like a top shooter. She knows like close combat, and she's like smart and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this backfires, because I see the trailer, she's getting her ass beat, and which is funny. But so like that all goes through. I guess they talked to the vault, it got approved, and she's like, finally, I'm gonna get married. And what's it called? There's this guy that's about to open the vault, and he's like doesn't want to press the button to open the vault when they're all there, and she's in her wedding dress, and she's like, listen, you gotta press the button. He's like, but I love you. And she's like, listen, it was like in my teenage years that we fooled around. It's not good to get married to your cousin. Those are child years. We can't get married to your cousin. It wouldn't be good for having babies. And he's like, yeah. And the main character, I don't remember her name. Her little brother is Moises Arias, the guy from fucking Hannah Montana, the little Mexican kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he's playing her younger brother, like a kid. But it's so obvious that he's not a little kid. He's just a short guy.
Hell yeah.
It's so funny.
He's a short king.
Yeah, I love him. He's funny. But I don't know how old she is, and I don't know how old he is, but they play it like he's a young guy. So that's really funny. They all survive, and then when they meet the guy, they're all having like a dinner, and everyone's I'm like, they're acting weird. And they're having dinner, and the dad gives a speech, and then the guy she's getting married to is like, show me where our new home is. And they go to the house, and then she's like, look, we got all this stuff, it's gonna be great, this is where we're gonna live our life. And he gets naked, and she's like, oh, okay. And then they fucking have sex. And then she's like asleep, and then he gets up and wipes his fucking dick on the curtains, and she's like, huh, that's weird. And then she hears like screaming in the distance while she's up. And then she looks at him and she's like, raiders. And then he pulls out a knife and they start fighting. And as they're fighting, the guy stabs her, right? Fucking stabs her. And she's like, oh, fuck. And then she breaks her blender and cuts his fucking face open.
Hell yeah.
And then she goes and goes to the armory, but they took all the guns except for the trank gun. And she picks it up, and she's like going on and tranking people and trying to save as many people as she can, but like everyone's getting murdered by all the raiders and stuff. and then after like all is said and done, the raider like person in charge, I forget her, I think her name is Moldaves or Moldaves, and
Okay.
she catches the dad, and she tells the dad, who's like the vault guy in charge, she's like, it's them, the people that like survived, and are her, the daughter, and then he like grabs his daughter and like locks her in a freezer, and then the chief takes him away, and then they blow up the thing and the people get away. And then the daughter's like, listen, as they're like taking the dead bodies and throwing them in a composter,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, we gotta go save my dad. And they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And then the brother's like, yeah, why would they go save the dad when with him gone, they could be in charge? And she's like, huh.
Damn.
And then she's like, well, I'm gonna go anyway. So she goes and gets her cousin, who has like in charge of unlocking doors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
In charge of unlocking doors. Damn, what a fucking job.
he does, like, you, it's, I'm not gonna go into it right now, but like he's the one who had the key to unlock the tunnel for 32.
Oh yeah.
And he knows the code to open the outer door.
Mm-hmm.
So like she takes him up to the outer door, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. And then she shrinks him and says, yeah, sorry, you're free. You have the key, and I'm gonna open the door. You can't stop me. And then she fucking leaves. But right as she's leaving, the people in charge are like, hey, you come over here right now, young lady. You're not leaving. And she's like, yeah, I'm leaving. And they're like, well, fuck, that didn't work. It's like really good.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of her character is like having a preconceived notion that she's like kind of badass, and then the entire world is just screaming, no, you are definitely not.
Oh my god, that's exactly what happened. Like she gets laughed at so much, and they're like, you're a real vault dweller? She's like, yep, we gotta save America. And everyone's like, yeah, you gotta go back home because you're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna super die out here.
And like she's doing everything wrong, and like she meets the nice people, but she's just like, oh man, all beans.
Oh jeez, all whiskers.
She's so funny, like she's so innocent. Like she hasn't had to hold her own yet. Like she shot the ghoul with the tranquilizer, and the ghoul gets introduced in a fucking cool way. Like these three bandits are like resurrect him because he was like in a coffin in the ground. They're like, oh, we only resurrect him when we need to do jobs, and we're gonna bring this chicken because if he's full ghoul, he'll go after the chicken and we can just kill him. And then he gets resurrected and he's talking to him, and they're like, all right, we got one last job, and it's interesting to you because it's from where you're actually from back before you were a ghoul, and 200 years have passed. And he's like, well, if this is your, like, I forget what he said, something like, usually on people's last job they're hard and not in it. And then he starts fucking killing them, and then he's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna go do the job myself. And
damn.
Then he goes off and fucks off, and the episode like ends with them in the city, and they're all the characters meet up, but not before Maximus gets his power armor, because his knight that he's squiring, Titus, is being a real asshole. He's played by a comedian, I don't remember his name. And they get off before they're supposed to get off their stop at Philly, because everyone's looking for the scientist, this little bald scientist with glasses. And I don't know why they're looking for him yet. I think this is episode 2. But
they're looking for him because he's so hot.
Cause he's so hot.
So we love this guy. He's my favorite.
The scientist did something, but he killed another scientist. I think he was like fucking with something he wasn't supposed to. And they all meet up in Philly. And like I said, Maximus gets his power armor because Titus is being an asshole. He's like, listen, we gotta go into that cave because the scientists went in there. He's like, but you go, Squire. I want you to go. He's all fucking scared, but you don't know that yet. He's like, you go in there. Being a knight is all about bravery, so you go first. And then when he goes in, he's like, nothing's in there, and he like turns around. There's a fucking mutated bear behind the vault armor, and the guy in the armor is like, oh shit, and the bear fucking destroys his big gun. He's like, oh fuck, and he fights off the bear for a minute, and then runs away and plays dead. But the bear fucking kicks his ass and like leaves him almost dying. And then what's it called? He takes his helmet. He's like, "Where the fuck were you?" He was like, He's like, "You had a gun. You could have killed the bear." And he was just like, "God, when we get back, they're gonna fucking kill you." As he's just sitting there, like bleeding out, and like, "Give me a stim pack, because when we get back, you're gonna fucking die." And Maximus is like, "Oh yeah." And then like it cuts to him in the power, like getting in the power suit, like a few scenes later. It's fucking great.
Nice.
The power armor looks cool.
It does, yeah. In fact, a lot of the effects in the show, based off of the trailer, look actually really decent.
The power armor looks really cool. It looks goofy as fuck when they're fighting because they're so slow and their arms are so small.
Yeah.
So like that's the only thing when they're like punching and you see like people like dodging the punches. I'm like, anyone could dodge that punch.
Yeah, come on.
It's just funny, but yeah, like the first 2 episodes, that's just like a very condensed version of what happened. But I'm gonna keep watching. I don't even know how many episodes are out right now, but it's such a good show.
Yeah.
And that's coming from someone who doesn't know much about Fallout. It's just a fun show.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Fallout universe is really fun. Like the idea that like, you know, you're X amount of hundreds of years later. I think at the very least in all 3 of the games that I played, you I guess the first 2 of them, you start off as like somebody in a vault that like gets out of the vault, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? What happened up here? And everybody's like, you're from the vaults, are you? What a little bitch. They say that.
Hey, from the vault, are you? Come over here so I can stab you.
I'm gonna take your cool blue thing you're wearing. I love jumpsuits.
Yeah, then I'm gonna eat you. I'm pretty sure it's cannibals. I'm 100%.
Oh, yeah. There are. Can confirm cannibals in one of the games.
But yeah, no, it show's fun. I'm gonna watch it, and I don't think I'm gonna be let down. Like I'm really invested in all the characters. They're actually like I actually like all of them, all the main ones. The ghoul, the vault dweller, and the brother of steel Maximus. I want to see where his arc is going. I want to see vault dweller. What's her name? Persevere, and I want to see like the backstory for Ghoul, how he became that, because the last time we see him as a human, he's just riding away from the bombs with his daughter, and that was 200 years ago before present day.
So that you, I don't know if they're gonna like go much into that backstory, so I'll tell you right now that like ghouls happen because like people are on the surface whenever the bombs start dropping, and so they don't have any protection from the radiation, and some of them, like most of them, die, but some of them are radiated enough that they can turn into a ghoul, and some of them are like some of them like retain their consciousness. So there's a difference between like ghouls like him and then like feral ghouls. But the interesting thing is that like ghouls are effectively immortal. So like they're alive, but they look ugly as fuck. So yeah, like they're you know, they're basically alive forever, but they all gotta talk like this.
Well, no, he's still got his cowboy accent.
Yeah, but like in the games, like 100% of them are like, yeah, you wanna come and talk about the ghouls, huh? Like, okay, yeah, I fucking get it, dude.
At the end of episode 1, they kind of show like snippets of like the show to come, and we know the ghoul like talks to another, I guess, non-feral ghoul, and I don't know what they're fighting about.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm real interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
But like I've only seen 2 episodes. Like I said, I really want to see what's happening. I want to see how the Vault Dweller like fucking deals. I want to see what Maximus is fucking doing. Like he's all schizophrenic, like, or manic, I guess. So like I want to see how he fucking plays out if he's gonna venture out with the Vault Dweller. and I just want to see like what this world has to offer because I'm like already hooked.
I mean, so it sounds like they like accomplished the mission.
What do you mean?
Like this is a video game TV show, right? Like, and if you're making a video game TV show, you either have to make it for like a general audience in which like everybody can be interested in it, kind of like Last of Us, or you have to make it for people that played the video game. And I was a little bit worried for Fallout that they were going to do the second one. But it sounds like they may have done both, because like there's enough context that like you don't really know what a ghoul is. You don't know about like the Vault Tech experiments. You don't know about like why the Brotherhood of Steel is the way that they are and what their like core values and shit are, but like but you're still enjoying it, which is good. So it means that it does have like general mass appeal and also appeal to fans that know things about the lore.
Yeah, I don't think I was already seeing pushback for people about the lore because they're just like, oh fucking, how's Brotherhood of Steel alive with this vault? Like, because each vault, I think there's like lore behind already, like in books and stuff, and maybe Vault 33 has lore already, and they're like, that's not Vault 33.
Yeah,
and fucking all this stuff. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't fucking care. I don't know. I'm sure I'd care if I like knew the lore, but even if I played the games, I don't think they'd state the lore in the games, right? Like you have to go out to look for it.
Yeah.
And like I said, Fallout's one of those things that like the setting seems fun, but like I didn't really enjoy playing the games too much. But I like the setting and I like everything that was going on in it. And the show's like really fun. Like I said, like you said, it's more for like a general audience, and I think that's really cool. But like, there's enough like cool lore stuff there for people like fans of the game to be interested in.
Yeah,
And
like so.
cool.
All of the games, by the way, will like just, you can sometimes go to other vaults, but like you usually at the very least in 3 and 4 you start off in your own vaults and then you can like explore that or whatever, but like they drop lore about like, oh yeah, vault 108, that's the one that they did this basically every vault has like an experiment with it or like a reason why it was made. It wasn't just like, oh, this is going to be a Fallout shelter. It's like, great, yeah, you're going to pay us to go in here, and then like the purpose of this vault. Let's see. There's let me see.
You know, in Vault 4, like they all froze themselves.
Yeah, some of them are like all cryogenically frozen. This one. Vault 106, medical experiment studying effects of psychoactive drugs released via air filtration systems.
I don't know what 33 was, but they were living like a normal life. They had like a Nebraska setting, and they were like farming corn.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah, looks like a pretty normal vault.
That was a normal one.
I'm pretty. Like, well. There's some stuff here that you'll probably find out in the show as it goes on. So.
I'm kind of glad they did this route, because like if they would have went like the game route and like tried to, I think the only game they could adapt 4, but like I think like New Vegas is the one that people would want adapted.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'd be like let down because New Vegas has like a bunch of like, I don't know, not just fans, but like expectation. Like, they're gonna want to see, like, characters. They're gonna want to see, like, missions and stuff, like, go down in a show. And this show's, like, 8 episodes long, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, going to... Fallout is one of the settings where you could do an original show. And not a lot of people will be let down because they got Fallout and they got an original... they got, like, an original story from Fallout. So, it's fine.
Yeah, and the world is big enough to, like, tell a story... Like, Fallout is mainly about the world. You could do a Skyrim show, same reason. Like, it's not the reason why the Elder Scrolls like as works as an RPG setting is because like you tell the stories of these protagonists, but they're all in the same sort of world, and the world is kind of a character. And it's the same thing with Fallout, where like there's a bunch of lore for the world, and then you can just sort of pick a vault at random and be like, I don't know, let's write some stuff about this one. Fuck it.
It just depends on where you want the area, because like each shelter's in a different area. So I think like you said, the world is the character, and it's one of those shows that lends itself to be adapted for an original story, so that's good.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I so far 2 episodes in, I give it a fucking A right now because like I'm enjoying it. Like the music is real good, the cinematography, like the acting's even really good. It's actually funny too. So uh,
I'm interested to hear if that stays the same because
yeah, right now it's an A. If it keeps going at this momentum and it like actually fucking crosses the finish like strong, it'll be an A plus. Not like a perfect show, but like fucking a really good show.
okay. All right. I then that makes me excited. Um I'm excited to hear what your opinion is cuz you are, to be fair, you are somebody that like could get 3/4 of the way into a show and be like, "Man, this show's great. I'm having a really good time." And then the last 2 episodes be like, "Fuck this show."
It just depends. Like, it's mostly because character. Like, if something happens to a character, I'll be scorned by it. But like, I like all the characters right now, and I expect at least one of them, if not two of them, to die.
Mm.
And that's fine because like of the way they are and the way the world is. If one or two of them die, I'll be okay. I just I don't want the ghoul to die. We already know the vault dweller's gonna live, maybe.
Oh,
No, for
really?
sure. Vault Dweller has to live.
Okay.
She just has to.
Why?
I want to say she's the main character, but there's three main characters, and I feel like the ghoul's gonna die for sure.
Okay.
Maximus, I feel like he's headed in that direction, but if there's a season 2, he may die in season 2.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
I like I said, I like all three of the main characters. It's just what they do with them now.
They've set him up. They just got to knock him down, baby.
I like each of their personalities and I like their drive right now. I just want to see how it comes together. So, but that's all I have to say about that.
Well, then we got 2 more things to talk about.
All right,
Real
O.J.
quick.
Simpson, the juice.
The juice, yes. Real quick, I wanted to mention. I just finished Frieren. If you are looking for like kind of a chill, really sentimental without being like overly so anime, Frieren is it. Frieren is great. It's very genuine. A lot about feelings and connections with people, and I really enjoyed it. I finally finished it, and I'm really glad that I did so because there's a bunch of stuff in there that's just nice. It's just a nice show.
It's one of those feel good animes, and it's funny, and the characters are all fucking well liked. And it's another thing that we have been getting less and less of our isekais. We've been getting just like pure fantasy animes lately, which like everyone's like, oh, thank God, you know. We're so tired of like I died in this life and reborn with an OP skill, blah blah blah. That doesn't mean that those shows are bad because I'm watching a few isekai right now that are coming out in the new, I think it's springtime lineup, and I'm really happy watching it. But you know how like cool it is to watch just like a pure fantasy show? Like it's nice.
Yeah.
You don't have any expectations. It's just you following your main character and you go from there.
Yeah, and there's not a bunch of this like, oh, I've got this the hidden latent ability that actually turns trees into gold.
There's like this one isekai anime called Monster, and it's really good.
Okay.
It's about this, I guess. So there's like these anime that are coming out that are about characters from another different world getting isekai'd into a different world. Like they're not from normal world. So in like Monster, the guy who died and got teleported to another world was like some kind of fucking OP vampire fighter guy, and he got reincarnated as a goblin, and he still had his skill from the other world, which is if he eats anything, he'll gain skills from the monsters.
Okay.
And goblins evolve if they keep like leveling up and like beat bigger things, and like it's getting really intense, and I'm really having fun watching it. And then there's like another show where this guy was living in a fantasy world with like fucking ogres and stuff, and he's like, man, I wish racism didn't exist in this world. And then he gets teleported to another world, and there's like no racism, but they're like, oh man, you got teleported here, your fucking skill sucks. And they're like, you're not a hero, get out of here. And like the first episode, the king like sends him away to like this forest, and they're like, why'd you send him to that forest? Well, that's where the demon lord set up his army, so he's gonna die. We don't want to send him back. It would be bad if like it got out that we couldn't send him back, so we're just gonna kill him.
Okay.
And so the thing is, he does have an OP skill. So like he leveled up and all of his stats just go infinite. And he's just like, "Huh, that's weird. That's a weird symbol." He's like, "I wonder what that means." Oh well. And then like he's doing magic and he's like, "Oh, I guess magic in this world is like fucking powerful for no reason. So this is normal." So he's just doing all this stuff and everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, "Isn't this normal?" And they're like, "No."
No, stupid.
It's a good show. Like, I don't know. I like watching all the shows. Like, there's rom-coms. God, you're gonna get me talking about anime. I'm reading a lot of rom-coms. I'm watching rom-coms. God.
I'm just a rom-com, okay?
I like reading about romance because I'm never getting any. No, honestly, I've been reading A Sign of Affection and Skip and Loafer, and you don't know how tempted I am to just keep buying volumes after I finish them.
No, I do, because I also have things that I enjoy that are like that.
Because I bought, I think, 6 volumes of A Sign of Affection, not all at once. But, like, I bought 3, and I was like, well, I gotta read the next volume, so I bought the next 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I read them, like, well, I gotta buy the next 3. But when I was in Barnes & Nobles, when I went for my birthday, they didn't have the volumes. So I was like, well, I gotta buy something. So I bought 3 volumes of Skip and Loafer. And now I need to buy the next 3 for that one.
No!
But, like, Amazon makes it cheap, and I get them usually the day after. So it's just mostly, I don't want to keep spending all the money. I have to wait for my paycheck, and then, like, I'll buy a few more, right?
Yeah.
So that's just all that is.
Got a budget.
I do that with a lot of anime.
Fee,
What?
I want to tell you,
Tell me.
just before we get off of Freerun entirely, Freerun is great. If
It
you
is
haven't
great.
watched it, please go watch it.
Go watch it.
There's another animated series that we've got some stuff to talk about, Fee.
What's that?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah?
So you know that the original, like the creators of the original Avatar left the Netflix like live action show after a few years, right?
Yeah.
So when they did, they started up Avatar Studios with Paramount Studios, which owns Nickelodeon.
Oh.
So here's the things that have been confirmed that I'm going to tell you about.
Tell me.
There's going to be a new Avatar, like Avatar: The Last Airbender sequel movie trilogy.
Sequel to the original?
Yes. So, animated, theatrically released film series. It's 3 movies following like Aang, Sokka, Katara.
Wait, theatrical, is it in theaters? Theaters?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. The thing is, like, when you develop something that should be a movie, sometimes they're like, yeah, we're just going to put this on streaming because, streaming, it's fine.
Hey, even if they do, I have Paramount. I'd watch it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm right there with you. And this is supposed to follow them, like, whenever they're, like, adults. So, supposed to fill in some of the gaps between, like, The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra.
Are they gonna adapt the comic books that took place after the show?
I think it's probably going to be after the comics too, because the comics are also still while they're kids, but it's like afterward.
They're teens.
Yeah. I think it sounds like they're going to be adults in this one.
That's pretty cool. Like in their 20s.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm fucking excited to get back into that verse. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah, with the original creators, I'm like, okay, all right, like we'll see, we'll see. I'm pumped.
I hope they don't overextend and like write themselves into a fucking not a corner, but like fucking because it's kind of like Star Wars, and they have to write it to where it's like it has to be in the place to where Korra starts, right? Because Katara and Toph are still alive when Korra's going.
Yep. So it's going to be somewhere in the middle, and we did see a couple of flashbacks in Korra. So
yeah, like I said, we already know that if something's going on in that show, Toph and Korra, if they're like in peril, they're gonna be fine, and only because they were in Korra.
Nice.
So that's just all that is.
Yeah, I don't think they ever talked about how Sokka died. We'll see.
Knowing him, it was something stupid.
It was something great. He did it. He was doing a brave thing.
He was telling a joke and fell off a mountain.
That's probably what it was. The information that we know about the new movie's directed by Lauren Montgomery, who worked on the original series, as well as the Voltron. You know,
cartoon?
the Voltron.
The Netflix anime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we know that's who who is directing it, and we know that Batista is in it.
What the fuck?
He's voicing some antagonist. Don't know who, but he's being a bad guy.
Good old Dave Bautista.
That's right.
That's so stupid. Not stupid, but like, it's so. I don't want to say weird, but like Mick Foley was in the original, so I guess.
Hell yeah, why not?
Mick Foley was the Boulder.
The Boulder.
The Boulder. The
apparently,
Boulder says, go get him.
Apparently, Eric Nam, who is a
Vietnam.
No, he's a K-pop. He's a K-pop guy. He's gonna voice Aang in the movie, so that's something.
If I knew who that was, I'd be real excited right now.
He's kind of on the younger side, I think.
Kind of famous.
He's kind of famous. You know what I mean? He's 35, so that's good. That should give you an idea of like around whenever it's. So we're probably going to be following the Avatar crew in their like 20s.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, I mean, like anyone could play any like voice for any age. People do this weird thing with their voice that even if they're like old, they can make themselves sound young. I think that's great.
And I love that. I love when they do that.
It's fun. It's weird to see it. Have you seen Rob Paulsen voice like anyone? It's crazy.
I have not. Send me a thing. Not now.
Rob Paulsen's the voice of Carl Weezer and Donatello from the original TMNT, and some of the Animaniacs, Yakko and Wacko.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
So he's always voicing like younger people than he is.
Guess when this movie's coming out?
2 years.
Nope.
2027.
2025. October 10th, 2025.
Okay. That means they've been working on it already because animation takes fucking forever.
Yeah, they've been working on it since oh gosh, when did they leave? I think they left like 2 or 3 years ago.
I'd say 2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Then the other projects that they got, there's going to be a sequel to Legend of Korra, but not with Korra. It's going to be following the Earth Avatar. Takes place after Aang and Korra.
Oh, so a new Avatar.
Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be in sort of a more modern version of the world, so it'll be closer to like us, you know?
Avatar in the 90s. Fucking
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Actually, I'm pretty stoked for that.
Yeah.
I didn't like Korra that much. Not that I didn't like steampunk or whatever. It's just I didn't like Korra as a character. She was kind of, I don't know, boring.
I really liked Korra as a character, and how she grew, but I got really frustrated with her in that like she always seemed to be so impatient and like unwilling to learn sometimes. So she would like get really pissed off about something, and I'd be like, dude, just fucking calm down. Calm down and like take a step back. But like that's she's an imperfect character. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I said, I didn't feel like the stakes were there, like in the original.
Oh man, they really fixed that. Season 1 was like, oh man, there's like a vague sort of fascist uprising happening right now, and you're like, that's bad, but the world's not gonna die.
Oh man, Steve Blum's coming for us.
Yeah. Oh no, Steve-O's coming.
Steve Blum voiced Amon.
Yeah, I know. I got his autograph on a lithograph.
Yeah, I know, I saw it. But I only seen season 1, and I was just like, fuck. In season 1, they cared more about fucking playing the water bending or the bending games than they did the fucking story. And I was like, I want to see this.
Yeah, season 2 and 3 and 4 all sort of like up the stakes or like do a weird or interesting thing with things. Like one of the seasons is about like basically something happening, like the spirit world and the like the world of the humans connecting, and like what that does, what like the avatar state and like what the spirit is. And there's another one that was like, God, just like the core plot was airbenders just showed up. Like people just became airbenders out of nowhere. Yeah. Which is sick, honestly.
I think the show would benefit dearly from what's it called? From not being on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
So that way they can have more not adult as in like sexual themes, but like more adult themes without having to hold back from like blood.
That's what Korra was missing, was tits.
Look, if Korra took off her top and started milk bending her fucking titties.
Oh God, no! Stop, please.
It would have been great.
Oh no. This is the thing, is like when you think about it, humans are composed of a lot of like water, and that's where you get like blood bending from. But that does mean that if you're a water bender, you could probably do testicular torsion, right? You could just twist them newts and show them on screen. Why not?
Twist them newts and water bend your utes.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, I don't care about the sexual things. There's always romance in the shows. It's just I want people to like actually fucking get impaled by like icicles or like getting sliced up by airbending or fucking crushed to death by rocks, not just like get hit and be like, oh fuck, that sucked.
Oh shit.
Oh man, knocked the real air out of me. It's just I want like more like grittier, not grittier, but like I want stuff to like matter. Like, if you don't fucking come and save your friend, we're gonna blow their legs off or something.
And then they really do it.
I want them to say damn and hell. I want at least one fuck.
I want them to be cool, damn it.
Then that's what they're missing. Like, they're in this fucking peril and they can't say like, oh shit.
Oh,
like,
penis.
I'm gonna kick this guy in the nuts. I'm gonna earthbend the kidney stones out of his pee hole.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
Like, dude, if you were like a powerful enough earthbender and you were fighting someone and the guy just had kidney stones, you could do that.
Yeah, you could. I fully believe it, that you could be like, I'm gonna just like touch you. And then I feel the rocks reverberate inside of you, and now you're dead. I'm gonna use your kidney stones to just like shoot like bullets all over the inside of your body, and then blood will pour out of you.
Yeah, it could just fucking blend you from the inside.
Yeah, fuck.
Like, all an earthbender would have to do is make someone swallow a stone, and then that's it. They're just fucking blended from the inside.
Oh yeah.
How cool would that be?
Be very cool, honestly.
If it was just like an earthbender, but he was just like earthbending pebbles into people's mouths, and then fucking earthbending people from the inside. Fuck.
But like, why not just like use earthbending to like make the pebble go in their stomach? Just from the outside.
Because it's cooler the way I said
it is cool. You are right. It is cooler that way.
But yeah, I think that's it. I know they're gonna make a Kyoshi movie. Show.
The only other thing that they're talking about is a Zuko movie, which is supposed to come in 2026.
I heard about a Kyoshi show, but I'm not sure.
Are you sure you didn't get tricked by the internet?
I might have gotten tricked by the internet. That happens a lot.
It just happens. It was fine.
Listen, I'm always getting misinformation. It's fine.
It looks like Avatar: Rise of Kyoshi was a visual novel from fans. It's a fan-made thing.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. So, I guess that's it for today, right? I think we covered a lot of bases.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Looks like there may have been a Kyoshi thing that they reported on, but
what?
Okay.
What?
Yes.
Was Fee right?
Kyoshi movie still exists and is now undated. Okay, so yeah.
I'll date it.
Hey. Great.
So yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered our rounds.
Yeah, let me tell everybody about the thing. This podcast is great. Probably the best podcast of all time. And if you disagree, listen to it more. You'll come around. If you want to listen to it live, you can listen to it at twitch.tv/GoGettasPod. We go live anytime between 0 and 2 times a week. But if you don't want to do that, you can catch us on YouTube. Videos get uploaded every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. And if you want to hear like the episode with a little bit better audio and you just want to listen to the podcast version, we upload to all the podcatchers at like 5 a.m. Pacific time. That way you got it to go to work, baby.
Yeah, you do.
So you could go do all those things. And listen, I get it. Hour and a half is a lot of time. But we've also got some shorts out there. So you could just take 15 minutes and look at all of our shorts.
Look at all
every
of them.
week.
Check them out on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Go follow us on all that stuff.
Yeah. Get it in you.
Get it on. Where else are you going to hear someone say, we want that the Avatar to earthbend a rock out of that guy's pee hole?
Yeah. No one's ever said that before. And we're breaking new ground here.
Yeah, we're earthbending new ground.
This is America's #1 scientific podcast.
Listen, if I was a bender, I'd be an earthbender.
Okay. Good.
Then I just making a statement. Colby, what about you?
I was asked this a long time ago, and I got really sad because I was like, I think I would probably end up being an earthbender. But I would really want to be an airbender. I couldn't hack being an airbender.
I say, then why don't you just make yourself an airbender?
I can't, dude.
Why are you making yourself an
monk monastery lifestyle, not a thing I could do.
Why are you making yourself an earthbender that laments being an airbender?
Because I want to be an airbender, but if I had to pick a bender type, I couldn't do fire because I'd be too scared of it. Water would be fine. I would kind of like being, because there's some cool shit that you could do with water bending, but I hate being wet, so I wouldn't enjoy that. So dude. Earth is, I think, the thing that I would have to do.
I was born to be an earthbender. I already walk around barefooted. I just feel like I'd be a great earthbender. I got that earthbender glow to me.
Yeah, people keep saying that.
And green's one of my favorite colors, so why not? Here's what I want you to do.
Tell him, Fee.
I want you to grab your family, go down to the vault nearest you, cryogenically freeze yourself until you are abruptly woken up, and your family's kidnapped by vault thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want you to wake up from your cryogenically frozen state, pick up a weapon, venture out into the wasteland, and go get them.
Go get them! Fall out!
Fall out, boy!
Did you know The dude who
theme?
sings the Spidey and His Amazing Friends theme song is Fallout Boy. It's that man.
Yeah, it's fucking Patrick Stump.
Yeah, the Fallout man.
Yeah, Fallout guy.
I can't believe it.
Folly Ado, Joker 2. That trailer looks fine. But we'll talk about it next time.
Will we? Tune in next week on Dragon.
Tune in for next exciting adventure on Dragon Ball Zeta.
Everybody who grew up with Telemundo now gets the nostalgia. Everybody else is like, why'd you say it like that?
Dragon Ball Zeta. That's fuck. Bye.
Bye.